added security at Madison Central High School today. The reason for the concern ahead on WKYT News at 4:30. Brian Milam is downtown in Nashville for SEC Media Days, where the Wildcats are once again picked to win the SEC Basketball Championship. We'll take you there. And a pregnant manatee rescued off of Cape Cod is recovering at SeaWorld in Florida.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Extra security on the campus of a Central Kentucky high school today.
Attendance was also down after worries about student safety prompted by rumors about a fight. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain talked with parents and school officials. She has the details in our top story at 4:30.
I don't want to take any chances with my son's life.
Stephanie was one of several parents we spoke to today who came to get their kids out of school early because of what we're told were rumors of a possible shooting threat. Aaron Stewart with Madison County Schools tells us because of those rumors, the school had added security today. She says a group of students got into a fight at the school last week and were suspended. Those students were expected to return to school today.
From that has stemmed several rumors about guns coming to school, a shooting during the school day, those kinds of things. As those rumors escalated and became bigger and broader, we decided it was best to go ahead and do some investigating of our own. Our investigations had shown that really this was an unfounded rumor.
The whole situation has many parents at Madison Central uneasy about letting their kid go to school.
I'm just concerned about these kinds of things. They go on all the time and I don't want to take chances.
About 70% of Madison Central students were at school today. That's 22% less than the average attendance. In Madison County, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Madison County schools are planning to have added security at Madison Central High School for the remainder of the week. It has been a while, but it looks like we might finally have some rain in the forecast.
We really need it. The rain chances going up as our temperatures sink. Let's check in with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Hi, Chris.
Hi, guys. Yeah, tomorrow will give us our best chance of rain we've had in many areas since late August or early September. It has been that long. Fall traditionally dry around here. This is just getting a little crazy, and that's in part allowing those temperatures to really toast up out there again today. Sunshine, dry ground, southwesterly winds, low to mid 80s, much of central and eastern Kentucky. Though look to our west and northwest. That's behind front number one. Numbers are already way down into the St. Louis area, up toward Indianapolis. That's where we have a front with some showers and thunderstorms on it. The second front, though, is the one that'll cause the big drop in temperatures as we get into the day on Thursday and into the start of the coming weekend. Severe thunderstorms south of Indianapolis. Not talking about that kind of weather across central and eastern Kentucky, but a little isolated shower and thunderstorm to the north of Georgetown and Frankfort, getting in on maybe a sprinkle here across the Mason County area. If you're out this evening, most of us are going to be dry, and we're likely to stay upper 60s to low 70s right on through 11 o'clock with just an isolated shower thunderstorm along and north of Interstate 64. Hour by hour forecast will track the blast of chill. We'll show you how much rain may fall over the next few days when I come back, guys.
Chris, thank you. The SEC Basketball Media Days are officially underway in Nashville.
And the Wildcats are the overall preseason favorite for the 12th time since the 1998-99 season. Our Brian Milam is in Nashville with the latest.
Hello from the Music City, as it is SEC Basketball Media Days. Here in a few months, the site of the SEC Basketball Tournament. John Calipari and the Wildcats, they will arrive shortly, but earlier today we heard from several other teams around the SEC. And the one thing that everybody knows is Kentucky is not just the team to beat, Kentucky is the team they want to beat.
You know, it's a big thing. I know when we beat Kentucky my sophomore year, or freshman year, I think, it was a huge, I guess, a weight off the shoulders of the program just to do that. I guess was considered an upset.
That really brings out a whole nother level of a competitive edge, just because you want to be the best and you want to beat the best. And in order to be the best, you have to beat the best.
With John Calipari in Kentucky, his fan base hears every year about that crop of young guys. And about every other year, they've been as good as advertised. this is another special group. This could be another Carl Towns type group. It could be.
Kentucky once again picked to win the SEC, and not a surprise whatsoever. So in a way, the season starts here and the SEC season ends here later on in March during the SEC basketball tournament. Reporting from Nashville, I'm Brian Milam, WKYT.
Thank you, Brian. And Kentucky begins its season on Friday in the annual Blue-White game at Rupp Arena at 7 p.m. Tickets for the Blue-White game are still available. 200 level tickets are $5. The game will also air live on the SEC network. State lawmakers have asked for an audit of the Louisville Arena Authority, which oversees the KFC Yum Center. The audit was requested after concerns about the facility's finances and won unanimous support from both Democrats and Republicans yesterday. Among the concerns, the center's ability to cover its future debt payments, as well as its arrangement with the University of Louisville. Republican Senator Chris McDaniel says the university's athletics programs reap a tremendous profit from their partnership with the Yum Center, which is a deal that, quote, ultimately might strangle the arena itself.
Churchill Downs is planning a $16 million upgrade. The second-floor clubhouse at the home of the Kentucky Derby is getting a new look. Renovations will include a fresh Twin Spires Club Elite Gold Room, covered balconies overlooking the paddock, and a new dining space. Other work includes adding restrooms, increasing betting windows, and flat-screen televisions.
A complex rescue operation is underway to help a pregnant marine mammal return to the wild.
David Begnaud reports now from SeaWorld in Orlando, where Washburn, the manatee, is recovering.
Welcome home, sweet girl. Welcome home.
Washburn the manatee returned to the Sunshine State to her temporary home at SeaWorld.
She looks good, right?
The once anonymous manatee became a summer celebrity. She was spotted bobbing in the choppy waters off Cape Cod in late August. Conservationists with the International Fund for Animal Welfare sprang into action, capturing Washburn 3 weeks later and taking her to the Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut.
This is an ultrasound of the calf.
That's when veterinarians discovered this manatee was a mom-to-be.
It's not only one manatee, but it's two, so the stakes are pretty high.
Manatees, also known as sea cows, can weigh over 3,000 pounds on a diet comprised mainly of seagrass. The manatees that are native to Florida have spent nearly 50 years on the endangered species list, but the population is recovering.
We did have one orphan calf that was hand-reared, returned to the wild, and she gave birth to 9 calves. And who knows how many calves that those calves had. One manatee can have a huge effect on the population.
SeaWorld has already released 17 manatees back out into the wild this year. Washburn would be number 18. The idea is have her deliver her baby once she's back out in her natural habitat. David Begnaud, CBS News, behind the scenes at SeaWorld Orlando.
We wish Washburn the best, and Washburn is expected to give birth in about 4 to 6 months.
A rock and roll icon, just starting his 10th decade, has news about a new album that's ahead at 4:30.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A lot of blue skies farther south that you go. Those temperatures in a few cases mid to upper 80s out there this afternoon. Northern Kentucky got some upper 70s that are showing up. Live sky cam out of Jackson showing a mix of sun and some clouds on another very toasty temperature day. Toasty in Lexington, though. Notice how the clouds are beginning to thicken up just a little bit. You go from 78 into the Covington area to 87 Monticello. Look at Bowling Green, flirting with 90 degrees right now. Absolutely incredible for this time of year. Cloud cover that is out there across central Kentucky, starting now to spit out an isolated shower thunderstorm. Owenton into the Williamstown area, Grant County, over toward Mount Olivet, Robertson County, Mason County. The majority of the action right now is just to our north, where you're getting in on severe weather into parts of Illinois and Indiana. What we're going to focus on, though, around here will be this low pressure teaming up with colder air coming in behind it. And as that low cranks, it's going to tug down some cooler weather over the next few days. So as we go through the next 3 days, tomorrow, gusty showers and thunderstorms. If you wake up and it's dry, it's not going to end that way. Best chance of rain we've had around here in weeks, if not a couple of months. Gusty winds may hit 40 miles an hour. Gusty winds on Friday and into Saturday with a kiss of frost possible on Saturday morning with some temperatures into the mid and upper 30s. Widespread frost I don't think is likely. Winds are going to stay up right now. The stronger those winds, the less chance you get for some frost. Thunderstorms over the next couple of days can spit out local amounts greater than an inch. Now, exactly where that is will depend on where some of those stronger thunderstorms are tomorrow afternoon. Here's that low, so we start to say goodbye to the warmer air. By the second half of tomorrow, winds are now coming from the north and the northwest, so it's chilly air diving in as that low continues to strengthen to our northeast. That colder wind coming from the north as high pressure edges its way in to the Mississippi Valley, then the Ohio Valley. That's how we start out the day on Saturday. And by the way, it is Saturday morning when snows may be flying into parts of upstate New York, the mountains of Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Those highest peaks may see their first flakes of the season over the next couple of days. We're not thinking anything like that. Don't get too carried away. Gusty winds, though, tomorrow may hit late day into tomorrow evening, 30 to 40 miles per hour. So you're going to hear that temperature drop just based on the winds. Friday, 5 o'clock, still gusty winds out there, 10, 15 miles an hour. Let's go into Saturday. Here's why I don't think we're going to see much frost, even with temperatures in the 30s. Look at the winds Saturday morning. So gusty winds, not a ideal setup for frosty conditions. Into the afternoon on Saturday, though, with temperatures in the 50s and a strong northwesterly wind that may hit 15 to 20 miles an hour. It's going to feel a lot chillier than what your thermometer will say, and that thermometer will likely be into the upper 50s on Saturday. Good looking forecast beyond that, though. Mid and upper 60s for 3 or 4 days in a row. Dare I say normal for a few? That looks the case, guys.
There is nothing subtle about what's coming next couple of days.
Yeah, no, you're
just
right.
Like the bottom drops out.
Record highs today, mid-80s, and by the time you wake up on Saturday morning, just a few days from now, it's 30s.
Today was kind of uncomfortable out there because, the wind wasn't blowing, so I was like, oh,
it's too hot
this is
for my
no
taste.
fun.
No,
Yeah.
I don't like this on the 4th of July, let alone the middle of October.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
East Stately just released a new map showing the searches each state Googles more than other states. And some of the results are pretty funny.
Or strange. Here's the map. How to talk dirty was searched in Kentucky more than any other state. Chris, did you hear that? In Texas, it's how to sell your soul.
Oh my.
The map is kind of hard to see, so let's give you a list here. How to get rid of cockroaches is a popular search in South Carolina. In Maryland, it's how to tie a Windsor knot. And in Arizona, it's how to join the Illuminati. And people in Florida want to know how to get out of Florida. Well, at least we're not that, that's...
It could be worse.
Yeah, that's
right?
pitiful. Okay.
Darkwood Carnival, Mercy Hospital, and quarantine. It's all part of Wicked World Scaregrounds. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about today. Oh, geez.
It is the perfect place to get you in the Halloween spirit. Wicked World Scaregrounds.
Sounds like it. Our Deanne Stevens is out and about with her new friends. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. We are here at Wicked World, where I've picked up a few extra friends along the way. They're going to help me out as we go through one of the many haunted houses here. This is Darkwood Carnival, and I think when you hang out with friends like this, maybe you don't get as scared, you think?
Yeah, I guess you can become immune to it when you have people like this hanging around all the time.
All the time. This is Dean Stevens, yes. And Dean has put this together for many years now. And Dean, the popularity of haunted houses and different trails that you guys do grows each and every year.
It does. We try to really push our limits and everything. I think nowadays it takes a lot more to scare people, so you got to put in the high-tech animatronics and stuff like that to really scare people. So
And have creepy people like this. I'm just trying to look at you. Eye contact with you only, okay? So what all do you all offer here at Wicked World?
well, we got 3 attractions. We got the Darkwood Carnival, which is our trail, and we got 2 indoor attractions, Mercy Hospital and Quarantine. You can do a single attraction for $12, 2 attractions for $20, or all 3 for $25 plus tax.
I have to ask you, I see a clown mingling around here. Is a clown safe at a place like this year?
I think as long as they stay here, they're safe. I know with all the stuff going on, it's a little iffy if they leave the premises, but I think they're fine if they're here.
And I know your goal this time of year is to scare people, but you also want them to have fun, right?
Right. That's the ultimate thing, is for the guests to have fun and hopefully, return year after year, because we either scare them to death or give them a good time. So.
Someone is playing with my hair. So anyway, Dean, tell me when you're open.
We're open Thursday through Sunday, and then we'll also be open Halloween. So we're open Thursday through Sunday all the way through to Halloween.
And do folks need to just come and get a ticket here, right?
You can get tickets online at www.wickedworldscaregrounds.com, or you can get them on location here.
I'm going to punch this guy in his nose if he tries to touch my microphone again. All right, so come, be a part, I guess, of Wicked World. And if you bring friends like this, maybe you won't be as frightened. I don't know. Can you guys say, back to you and boo?
Back to you and boo.
And boo. I'm Tia Stevens.
She has a wicked right cross, you know. She might
I'm glad
be
she
careful.
didn't. That's assault, so
yeah.
I'm glad she got that assignment.
She was quite into it.
A new film goes behind the scenes of Hamilton. Plus, Tupac Shakur enters the race for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Suzanne Marquez has your eye on entertainment.
The late rapper Tupac Shakur is nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pearl Jam is also on the ballot, along with British band Depeche Mode. The music industry will vote and announce the inductees in December. Chuck Berry celebrated his 90th birthday by announcing a new studio album, his first in more than 35 years. The record will go on sale next year and features mostly new work. It's the Los Angeles premiere of a breathtaking documentary, and it has a movie star's seal of approval. Daisy Ridley of Star Wars fame is executive producer and narrator of The Eagle Huntress. The film follows a 13-year-old Mongolian girl training to be a hunter.
I thought the relationship between Ashrapan and her father is beautiful. Obviously the message is gorge. And the film itself was so beautiful to look at. I called my agent. I was like, oh, I want to be part of it.
The Eagle Huntress opens November 2nd. And here's a look behind the scenes of the hit musical Hamilton.
Right now, I'm working on the second song in the show.
A filmmaker spent 3 years with creator Lin-Manuel Miranda as he developed his concept into one of Broadway's most successful shows.
It's this wonderful time capsule of the process and also a document of how Hamilton has resonated in the world.
Hamilton's America debuts on PBS Friday. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Suzanne Marquez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
2 tabloid magazines are apologizing to Tom Hanks for falsely reporting that the actor and his wife, Rita Wilson, were headed towards Splitsville. The National Enquirer and Star magazine apologized after claiming the pair was divorcing because Hanks was in love with his co-stars, Meg Ryan and Felicity Jones. Now, both publications issued statements changing their online stories and say corrections will run in the upcoming print editions. Hanks and Wilson have been married for 28 years and are about to celebrate their 29th anniversary. A Virginia police officer arresting more than criminals. Find out who called out this officer and put him in the spotlight coming up. Wacky weather. What can you say? I mean, it's almost late October, and it really feels like June or July, doesn't it?
Yeah, I went outside today, and I was like, this is just not right, Chris Bailey. We should not be dealing with this right now.
Yeah, tying a record high today, guys, that goes all the way back to 2005, and several other years on this date hit 84 degrees as well officially in Lexington. So we're, tying a record high, but you know what? If you're looking for the latest 80-degree high temperature in Lexington on record, you get all the way up to, I believe, the 20th of November. That's as late as we've been at 80 around here. Right now, number just jumped to 85 degrees, even with clouds. Everybody else dropped. You got to love the airport thermometer. That's the new record for the day. Now at 85 degrees, even with cloudy skies. Gusty winds are out there, 84 in the Moorhead and the Frankfort area. And that's what we're going to continue to be dealing with a partly cloudy sky and those clouds that will thicken up throughout most of central and eastern Kentucky. And we'll see those numbers coming way down as rain chances go up. Let's check on traffic right now. Here's Officer Don.
There's a collision at Tates Creek, and Armstrong Mill police have been clearing that one past couple of minutes. At last, where the right lane was blocked there on Tates Creek Road as they try to get that one completely out of the way. The circle looks okay for now, and no major issues on the interstate here in Fayette County. And it looks like our drive times holding our own to Nicholasville, still less than 15 minutes, about 12 to 13 minutes to Versailles. Now back here in the studio.
All right, Officer Don, thank you. Saving ruby slippers, an elephant rescue, and a dancing cop. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
The Smithsonian is starting a campaign to save Dorothy's ruby slippers, but it's going to take more than 3 clicks of the heel to save them. The slippers were crafted nearly 80 years ago for the 1939 Wizard of Oz musical, and there have been on near constant display since then. anonymously donated to the museum back in 1979. Now, sadly, they weren't made to last. After all, it's been a long time. Now the museum is asking the public to help raise $300,000 to preserve these shoes. And at last check, the Kickstarter has raised more than $110,000 to help keep them ruby.
A rare level of cuteness was caught on display in Thailand. The co-founder of an elephant foundation showed just how loving and brave one little baby elephant is with a mock rescue. The man calls for help while pretending to be drowning. And as he's doing so, watch, there you see it, the baby elephant braves the river waters to save a friend. After reaching the shoreline, the elephant even shelters the man with her trunk. How about that?
Ooh, gotta trust that elephant. Okay.
A Virginia police officer is becoming the latest viral sensation after busting some impressive dance moves.
That's right. The officer showing off his fancy footwork to Beyonce's hit song Formation during a high school pep rally. He was asked to perform by his fiancée, who just happens to be a teacher at the school. And as you can see, steady the camera there, the kids were clearly digging it. How much fun is that? He's in uniform, right?
He is the coolest police officer right there, having a lot of fun.
He connected with those kids.
He did in a great way. All right, stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock.